evening and welcome everyone to another episode of My Top 5. I am your host, Arrowfire. Now some of you may have seen that recently I have done a collaboration video with fellow YouTuber Bumblejumper82. We did our first episode of a new semi-regular series of Bumble Firefest. And in this first episode we review the G1 episode of Cosmic Rust. And we get up to some other shenanigans too. I'll put a link above my head if you fancy checking it out. I want to give a shout out to Bumblejumper as well. He did some wonderful work editing this. Do give him a look on his channel as well. Right, well for today's My Top 5 is one that I've wanted to do for a while. Here is my top 5 most annoying Transformers. Now, generally I love Transformers of all shapes and sizes, but sometimes they annoy me just that little bit more. And today we're going to have a look at the ones that annoy me the most. There's no particular criteria here, it's the whole shebang. So, let's get this over with. Number 5. Kickback, Generation 1 cartoon. Now, of course, the Insecticons were meant to be quite pesty and annoying in their own instance. They are bugs, they are insects. Kickback was the one that always just annoyed me that bit more. I never quite liked the look of his robot mode and the fact he would do his trademark voice of repeating everything after he had just said it. I found that to be really irritating. Again, it goes into the pesticide character, and they were meant to be downtrodden and the butt of most jokes anyway. But it's really something that really lingered with me. I can't bring myself to pick up a figure of them either. They just irritate me, particularly Kickback. Number 4, Bumblebee Cyberverse cartoon. Now, okay, Cyberverse is very kid-orientated, and there's probably going to be things that annoy someone who's not a child. But the Bumblebee character has grown in leaps and bounds in most form of media over the years anyway. When Cyberverse comes along, he doesn't have a voice himself, and he's very kid-friendly and enthusiastic, overly so. And particularly when you've got the likes of Windblade trying to have a normal conversation with him, this guy's twatting around over in the corner. Because he can't talk, and he's using the radio to speak, much like the live-action movies do, it just comes across as a wee bit irritating. It is a shame because in the Cyberverse series it's probably one of his more independent outings. Number 3, Quickstrike, Beast Wars. Yes, I am a bit of a Beast Wars fanboy, but even this guy did wind me up from time to time. Being a fuser, having 2 different personalities of a scorpion and a cobra, python, snake, there was this Texan cowboy-like personality woven into it as well. And it was always, he was trying to be the tough guy, he was going around looking for a fight, and whenever he did get a fight, he would often lose it. It made you come to the point that, okay, this was going to be Waspinator 2.0, this was going to be the guy that gets blown up, and we're all going to laugh at his misfortune. But it got to the point where he came across so comical and unbelievable and annoying, frankly, that I even started to think to myself, why has even Megatron got him on the team? Number 2, Springer, Generation 1. Don't hit me, don't hit me. Okay, I know a lot of people like him, but for me, he just really annoyed me. Let me tell you why. So, we first see Springer in a 1986 movie, and he's very cocky, I think it's fair to say. He has a lot of belief in his own ability. He is a triple changer, he's quite large, he carries a sword, a steel sword, against robots. But still, he's very full of himself, and that really carries on into Series 3 as well. I think it's his dry, wet sarcasm and cockiness all merged together. It's a bit too much for me. It's a character I've never been too fond of. And really, for triple changers, I love a good triple changer. He's never been my favourite triple changer regardless. I don't think the green works, but that's neither here nor there. The character just irritates me with his one-liners. I don't find him comical, I find him to be a distraction as much as anything else. Quite happy to stick his oar in and think he is probably stronger than most people. But then again, I'm only human. And number 1, Wheelie, from any continuity that you like. Yes, it kind of had to be this, didn't it? Because who else could it be? He's most people's most annoying character. And really, if you look at any continuity, he is quite irritating. So let's go through them all. I guess you can call this a mini through the looking glass, but I really don't want to afford him the time. So of course, Wheelie in the 1986 movie is found to be a bit of a straggler, and he talks in rhyme, and he has a slingshot, and he befriends the Dinobots and the Autobots and runs on from there, and actually is used quite a bit in Series 3. So I think he's irritating for the fact he's talking in rhyme. You don't get a straight answer out of him, and he's always just generally annoying. But then going into the live action movies, we've got a new Wheelie who decides to hump Megan Fox's leg. Sure. Just as irritating in that as well. And even if you look in one of the IDW comics, I can't remember the particular series of it, but Hot Rod finds him. It could even be Hot Rod's Spotlight one. As time goes on, Hot Rod finds him, and Wheelie's still talking in rhymes, but he seems to be making even less sense. He's almost still talking in rhymes, but not necessarily about the situation they're in. How do you make an annoying character more annoying? But still, for a character who has been around for a while and seems to play the same gimmick throughout, he doesn't have the biggest fan following, but he's still here. So there you go, that's my top 5 most annoying Transformers. Did I miss yours out? Leave a comment below. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.